Every time I start one of these, he's always in the most weird spot ever. He's sniffing my head. Oh, I love you. Oh, thank you. It's the nicest cuddles you've given me for a long time. No, Bubba. Up there. I want to speak about discipline today because this is something a lot of people struggle with, and it's something I used to struggle with for quite a bit. And a lot of my clients also come to me and they're like, how can I just stick to my word? And how can I just go to the gym when I said I would? Or how come I always procrastinate on something? Or how do I actually do the thing that I know I need to do? And while I could answer this for 10 million years, I'm going to try and keep it somewhat succinct and give you some actual steps, because it can be really easy to sit here and say, we'll just do the thing. And it's like, okay, cool, thanks. But like, there are strategies to help you do the thing better and easier. And I think it was in one of my other videos that I said that I did discipline myself into a new life. And yes, you can. I don't recommend it because it's not overly healthy. But discipline is something that I always used to think was punishment. And I always used to think it was something that I would just switch on and off. And I think that's probably the best way to describe it, is that it's not an on and off switch. It's an embodiment and it's integration into your life. And like, even, I can't remember who I was speaking with. Someone said to me, they were like, how do you go to the gym all the time? Like, how do you find the motivation? How do you find the discipline? Whatever it was. And I just said, I just go. It's just me now. Like, that's just what I do. And this honestly comes back to identity and embodiment, and not just the action of being disciplined. It's when I first decided that I was going to change my life because it was fucked, I was like, I just go now. I just follow a plan and I just go, and I don't have to think about it. And it's the same with mindset. When you have a plan, when you know what you're working towards, when you know how to rest properly, you can then be more, I don't want to say on, because you don't want to be on all the time, but you can be more clear and focus on what you actually want. And I've already gone on a tangent. But when it comes to, yeah, like why I go to the gym so much, it's not even so much. It's just like, for me, I know that is what makes my mind and my body and my soul feel good. And some days I don't want to fucking go. But I don't negotiate with myself anymore, because I just know that is what I do in my life. And I just don't see that any other way. And I used to think that was punishment. And again, I used to try and shame myself into, can I speak today? Into someone that I wanted to become. And it doesn't come from shame or punishment anymore. And I think that's taken a lot of time and a lot of work and a lot of relationship building with myself, that it now comes from a place of respect, and like, I value who I am and I value who I'm becoming. And it's never really to become a certain person. It's never really to have a certain physique. Well, yes, I still have goals, and yes, I still want to feel and look my best, whatever. But it's never really to get to a destination. I just embodied it. I just was like, this is just what's happening now. And when you can really make the shift between, how can I be disciplined? How can I get myself to the gym? And shift it to, is this what the version of me would do if I have everything that I want? And this goes hand in hand with, like, discipline will change your life. And if anyone tells you otherwise, then they're lying. But I think if you are trying to become more disciplined, I would really ask yourself, okay, man. I would really ask yourself, what is it that I want? I.e., why do I want to become disciplined in this thing? It doesn't need to be going to the gym. It could be anything else. why do I want to be disciplined? And when you can understand your why, and you can understand also the cost of not being disciplined, the cost of not doing that thing, how painful is that to you? And how much would that change your life by doing or not doing the thing that you said you would do? And I just use a gym for example because that was one of the things that I was always flaky on. I was always like, yeah, I'll go on Monday, and then Monday comes around and my kids are really fucking nice in bed, like I'm not going to go. And then I would have all these excuses, and I remember I'd get to the end of the week and I would just feel like shit. Okay, half off. I would just feel like shit because I've only gone to the gym like once in maybe even a fortnight. Sorry, I should really turn my notifications off. That I would feel shit about myself, and I'm like, how fucking hard is it to just go to the gym when I said I would? And it is hard, but it's also hard being overweight. It's also hard being depressed. It's hard being trapped in your mind. It's hard not having an outlet. It's hard to feel shit about your body when you look in the mirror. Like, that's why I say genuinely ask yourself, like, why do I want to be disciplined in something? Because if you don't have a clear why to anchor to, it doesn't fucking matter when someone says, oh, let's go skip gym today, or like, let's go do something else. And you'll be like, yeah, cool, okay. If your why isn't big enough, and I think this is why, take a shot every time I say why. I always said it again. I think I kind of have to. But this is why I went to, I always think about the time in my life that I'm actually so grateful that I was depressed. And I was so grateful that I literally was hit with a fucking wall that was like, if you don't change something about your life, it is going to get worse. And ultimately, discipline really comes back to what is the cost of inaction? What is the cost of not doing the thing that you said you would do? You would lose your self-respect. You would lose your not discipline, because that's the whole thing. You would lose your confidence, your respect, your accountability, your how you see yourself. And how you see yourself ultimately is what will change your life. And I guess to give you some tangible discipline habits, tips, tricks, whatever the fuck you want to call it, besides getting really clear on your why, I would make it easier for yourself every single day. So when we don't follow a plan, when we have no idea what to do or how to start or what to wear or what to eat or when to do this, or so many questions when you start up something, is like, well, fuck, it's too hard, then I'm not going to even bother. And this is why following a plan, whether it be for your mind, whether it be for your body, whether it be for whatever the fuck that you want to do, become disciplined in anything. I strongly advise hiring someone that knows what they're doing, that will give you a tailored plan to your needs, because every single person is different. Everyone lives different lives. And if you can't implement something sustainably into your life, then how do you expect to embody this? How do you expect to have this a long-lasting change? Because I also used to think that, again, discipline was this on-off switch, that, I would become disciplined when I had X whatever. And again, it's embodiment. It's who is the person that you want to become. How do they act? How do they behave? How do they make decisions? Because the quicker that you can stop negotiating with yourself, the quicker you can actually just do the thing. And when you can actually just do the thing, you just have data. And this is something I tell myself when I still self-negotiate. I still have periods and I'm like, I don't want to fucking do this. And I ask myself, I'm like, okay, cool. I have one option to not do this. And what would that look like if I didn't do that? And what are the consequences if I didn't do the thing? And then my other option is just get the fuck up and do the thing. And then after that, you can rest if you still actually genuinely need a rest. Because a lot of the time, like, I have clients ask me, they're like, so how do you determine the difference between needing a rest and just like procrastinating or negotiating with yourself? Like, how can you actually understand your body? And this comes with practice and time, and actually having the confidence, I don't want to say confidence, having the willpower, if you will, I kind of hate that word too, but having the willpower to just tell yourself, just get the fuck up and do the thing. Because if you don't know what that feels like, if you don't have those boundaries with yourself, how are you going to know if it's working or not? Who is calling me? Do I want to answer that? Not really. Sorry. If you will always have two options, and again, I've said this so many times, discipline really is tied into creating your dream life. Because I used to think that something external of me or a really big event would change my life. And it's like, we have two options every single day, multiple times a day. I had the choice of either sitting down and filming this video, or I had the choice of going out, scrolling my phone, or I had the choice of going out and doing something that would distract me from doing the thing that I know I want to do or need to do. And there are so many different options. And what I'm trying to say is that you have choice every single day, even if you don't believe it. You have choice when you wake up. You have choice when you go to bed. You have choice how much time you spend on your screens. You have choice in what you listen to, whether you listen to music, whether you listen to podcasts, whether you listen to audiobooks, whether you read, whether you journal. So many times in a day, we have unlimited options to make our lives better. And if you don't want to make your life better, amazing, cool. You don't fucking have to. Don't know why you're watching this video. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. That is literally the power of choice. And no one, I think in Australia as well, we are literally so fucking privileged. Like, we are so privileged to have this much choice and this much freedom. And the fact that, like, we have the opportunity and the option to be like, no, I just kind of want to stay in bed this morning. Like, how fucking privileged is that? And how entitled also is that? And I don't say this to shame anyone. I just say this to, like, bring some perspective into the conversation. Because when I have times where I'm like, fuck, I'm self-negotiating here. Like, do I actually want to get up, or do I not want to do the thing, or what is it? And what I was saying before is, like, you have to start being self-aware enough to ask yourself, okay, if I didn't do this thing, what would that mean for me? How would that change the situation I'm in? And if I did do the thing, how would I feel after? And a lot of the time, you don't want to do the thing that you actually need to do. I wonder if this is distracting. Oh, I love when they do that. Oh, hi, Bobby. No, thank you. You really like to get in me, yeah? No, thanks. Cheese. Oh, dead. No, thank you. No, not this again. Up. Lay down. Distraction aside, we always have opportunity to decide, and I think building discipline is like a muscle. The more you do it, the easier it becomes, and the more that you can embody it, and you just stop self-negotiating. Honestly, it really is as easy as that. Whenever you find yourself in a situation that you are like, oh, I don't want to do the thing, and it's like, okay, cool, so why don't you want to do the thing? Is it because you're, like, tired? Is it because it's hard? Is it because you're avoiding feeling something? Is it because you're avoiding a conversation? And again, I've done all this, and I still have to, like, I still have to tell myself to just fucking do the thing. Because where you feel the most resistance is where you need to go. Why is this pen so cute today? And being able to have that self-respect to say, no, I don't want the latter option. Because if I don't do the thing, I'll feel shit about myself. It won't get me any closer to my goals. And I will break the promises that I make to myself. However, if I do the thing, the amount of confidence that comes from that, the amount of self-respect that comes from that, and again, I'm going to say it in this video too, if you don't do the dishes that you said that you would do, You've broken your promise, and your brain doesn't know the difference between fact and fiction. And the moment that you break your own promise, your brain thinks, okay, cool, I don't keep the promises I make to myself. I'm not respectful. I'm not accountable. So how the fuck am I actually going to be thinking that I'm worthy of having anything that I desire if I cannot follow through on the thing that I said I would? So I really wanted these videos to be more tangible for you. And sometimes I feel like I don't give you tangible things because I just think it's common sense. And I don't mean to say that in like an egotistical way at all. I really don't. I just think because I've just been doing it for so long that I'm like, I just don't think it's enough value to give you. But I'm gonna anyway, because I think being able to understand what habits help you and what hinder you is really, 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 really important. And when I first started getting disciplined, if you will, it was always waking up early. And if you're like, I hate waking up early, then that's literally exactly what you need to do. Because also, caveat to this, but like just because you wake up at 5 a.m. every single day doesn't automatically make you a worthy person, doesn't automatically make you a deserving person, doesn't automatically make you a disciplined, abundant, whatever, successful person, whatever you want to insert there. It literally just teaches you how to build the habit and the muscle of discipline, of getting up when you said you would. And again, similar to the dishes, like your brain doesn't know the difference. So if I wanted to become disciplined, I would start with one thing. I'm trying to think of the best way to actually explain this. I would start with one thing because our brains can only really cope with certain amounts, and you don't want to overwhelm yourself because you're not in it for a quick sprint, you're in it for a lifetime. And if you actually genuinely want to respect yourself and build a life that you love, you're going to have to forego some things, and you're going to have to think differently, and you're going to have to behave differently. And when we first start a new habit, it can be really easy to fall off track because it's new. And how I would go about it if I wanted to be on a timeline, say you have 12 weeks, just go off a 12-week period because that's an optimal time to honestly build a long-lasting, sustainable habit. But if you can set yourself 12 weeks and even freaking write it on a board or a calendar or something that you can actually physically tick off, write 12 weeks down, and for the first maybe 2 weeks, have the same habit that you want to incorporate for right now. It doesn't have to be for the rest of your life. Like when I say wake up at 5 a.m., you don't have to do that for the rest of your life. Because discipline today is freedom tomorrow. And when you have built enough discipline to wake up every single day at 5 a.m., you've built the freedom in your life that you don't physically need to wake up at 5 a.m. unless you want to. So, is this guy for real? And he's actually falling asleep mid-conversation? Oh, it was a bird. So, sorry, backtracking. If I have 12 weeks, I would spend the first 2 weeks on one particular habit. Say, for example, waking up between 5 and 7 a.m. Whatever it is, however your day looks. Say you typically have to go to work for 8, 9 o'clock. I would wake up at 5, 6 o'clock. And when you can keep that same habit for the first 2 weeks, don't overload it. Because so many people, me included, go from 0 to 100 and then get really fucking confused when they fall off and get overwhelmed on day 5 and then never want to do this shit again because it's too hard, because it's too overwhelming, because I'm not good at it. And if you think that you need to do it all at once, do the opposite, because you fucking don't. If you want to build something sustainable, it needs to be gradual. And yeah, so what... Tangent number 8 million. If you have 12 weeks, first 2 weeks, I would say, for example, get up at a set time every single day for 2 weeks. And if you think that's extreme, then you are not deserving of living the life that you want. because it's got nothing to do with the time that you wake up. It's got everything to do with how you follow through on your word. And the people that think discipline is extreme are the people that aren't living the life that they want, because they haven't created the freedom that they want, because they haven't included the discipline that they need to get the freedom that they want. And so you've woken up every single day on the same day, at the same time, weekends included. You don't have to do this forever. Bear with me though. At the same time, every single day, you followed through on your word, you've marked off 2 weeks. Amazing. You can either, what I would recommend, keeping that first habit in and then habit stacking with a second habit. So that could be waking up at the same time and then doing 5 minutes of journaling. Like, do you see how it's not overly hectic and it's not overly consuming and it's not overly taxing and you don't need to go out and do anything extra? It's supposed to be integrated into your life and it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be enjoyable. Obviously not waking up at 5 a.m. every single morning is going to be enjoyable at the very start. But again, on the days that you don't want to do it, because there will be days that you don't want to do it, ask yourself, why am I doing this? And you could easily go back to bed. No one will know. The only person that's actually going to be affected is you. And when you actually understand that delayed gratification is genuinely the best thing, and Atlas says, yes it is. No thanks, Bob. No thank you. No thank you. He's like, we're going for a walk. Oh no, he's just going to play in his bed. Nice. When you can understand that delayed gratification is genuinely the gateway to everything that you want, your entire life will change. And we're going back to the 12 weekers. Sorry, I've fucking gone on 8 million tangents. First habit for the first 2 weeks. Second habit for the second block, which is week 3 and 4. So by the end of week 4, you'll be doing 2 habits every single day that aren't overwhelming. That could be waking up earlier. That could be doing 5 minutes of journaling. And the reason, if you're already thinking like, fuck no, that's so generic, or no, that's too hard, or that's too extreme, what is your reason? And if you're not willing, like so many people, like, I want to change my life, I want to change my life, I want to change my life. And then when you give them the exact steps on how to change your life, they're like, nah, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. I say, cool. You don't want your new life bad enough. And by the end of week 4, you'll have 2 new habits that you've incorporated, and then do this process over the 12 weeks. So week 1 and 2, you'll have 1 habit. Week 3 and 4, you'll have 2 habits. Week 5 and 6, you'll have 3 habits, and so on. And if you habit stack, if you create association between particular habits, so say for example, I paired the waking up earlier and the 5 minutes of journaling together, because you have to wake up every single day, right? And when you do that one thing that's a non-negotiable already in your day, you can stack those habits a lot easier, and it becomes easier to do that. So say your third habit could be make the bed. You would wake up at the same time, you would make the bed, and then you would do your 5 minutes of journaling. And then that's done. That's the hardest bit of the day done. Like, that's, the rest of the day is sweet. When you can actually start your day with discipline, the rest of the day is easy. Because I bet you didn't want to fucking get up, and I bet you probably didn't want to make the bed, and I bet you probably didn't want to journal, because so many people don't want to journal, because you avoid the feelings that you don't want to feel, because it's uncomfortable, because it's embarrassing, because it's shameful, because it's whatever. That's why so many people don't journal. And if there's 3 things, if there's 3 things that I know everyone should do, is journal, is go to the gym, weight train, and instill discipline, but not in a like army bro life and death crazy. I mean like sustainable. All right, I've been yapping for too long, but I want to leave you with discipline is the highest form of self respect. And if you feel like you want to build discipline but you find it really hard, ask yourself why you want to build it and what is the cost of not building it. And I'll love and leave you with that, I reckon. 12-week block. Mark it off. And message me if you do this, because it's been so nice to hear from some of you. It's kind of cute. Okay. Love you lots. Have you got anything else you want to say? You want to say something? No. Okay. Bye.